Good afternoon, Beyond Travel Genius 10K Plus, and welcome to my webinar. My name is Angela Hayward, and I am here today to talk to you about corporate business travel. Whether you've dabbed your little toe in it a little bit, or whether you've been thinking about it and you're not quite sure if it's for you, I thought it was good to just go over what corporate business travel is all about and how you as a business can benefit from it. So today we're going to cover why should you book business travel, how you can reach out to the companies, what do they actually book, and what do they look for. And then I'm going to do a little challenge, a 5-day challenge at the end of it. So I hope that you're all going to join in with that one. So why book business travel? So firstly, recurring revenue and client loyalty. So what that means is, unlike one-off holiday bookings, business travels often mean ongoing, repeat business, monthly or even weekly. I have corporate clients that come to me every week and they always want a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance. You know, it's always short lead time, which is brilliant because then you're going to get your commission a lot quicker. Clients like to stick with an agent who actually understands their preference, their travel policies and processes. So it's really, really important when you do actually approach these business companies that you actually know the right questions to ask, which is, you know, what star rating hotel you want to book into. Is there any USPs? Does it need to have a gym? Does it need to have a desk? Does the Wi-Fi need to be good? It's all those kind of questions you need to ask when you're actually talking to a corporate client to ensure that you get the right hotel for them. High volume, high value. Companies often book multiple flights, hotels and transfers, especially for their teams. You can imagine a group booking, meeting, events, all of which comes with commissionable elements. I have corporate clients that fly over to the States. They fly there, they hire a car, they have accommodation as well. And that all builds up. You've got the opportunity to upsell. So you can do add-ons like airport lounge, airport car parking, upgrades, accommodation, transfers, or do they need a meeting room booked whilst they're there? You can also cross-sell venue finding, events, and even personalized travel for executives and their families. So you can actually tell them that you do business travel, but you can also look after their personal travel as well. And that's a good one if the company has got an extra, have got a system where the staff can actually go on and look for deals. So with one of my clients, I'm actually on their intranet site to say, you know, book with AA Events and Travel for your personal travel as well as your business travel. So it also helps there, and it builds and trust relationships. Business clients value speed, reliability and trust because you become their go-to person and they refer others to you. Your role will evolve into that of a travel manager or consultant, not just a booking agent for them. So it tends to be simple, complex itineraries. So many companies need help with multi-city destinations. So I had someone who flew over to Dubai, then Dubai, he needed to go back to the States, then he needed to come back to the UK, then he needed to go back to Dubai before he came back to the UK again. So you can actually do all that in a sell-through ticket, where sometimes the actual PA who's actually doing it finds it a little bit hard to do that. And they also ask for VIP requests, and your expertise is key on this. They prefer a real person over trying to navigate online booking engines. And as we all know, they can be a nightmare sometimes. So stand out from your DIY options. Whilst holiday makers might book online, businesses value the service, support and time saving as an agent. During COVID, a lot of companies didn't actually recruit the person who used to do their travel for them. They were merging jobs. So people find it a lot harder trying to fit in the travel element within the business and doing all the searching. So that's where you can come in. And you have access to corporate perks. You can offer corporate clients negotiated rates, loyalty benefits, or added value perks they can get to their own. So corporate negotiated rates is where they tell you they're going to go to a certain place on a regular basis. And you can then approach that hotel and ask for discounted corporate rates that are commissionable to you. So the actual business client feels that you've actually gone and above to try and get them the best deal possible for their business. So how to reach out to companies? Tap into your local network. I go to a lot of networking events, which I absolutely love because I get to know a lot of people whilst I'm there. And a lot of them are the smaller companies that are looking for that personal touch, where some of these huge companies do not need a travel agent like ourselves because they work with the big ones like American Express, HRG, those ones. Start with people you already know. You can contact your friends and family and say, does your company book business travel? Can I actually help with that? Can I introduce, can you introduce me to the decision maker? Use LinkedIn to connect with decision makers. I do that all the time. So I go on and I search for roles like office manager, PA, or operational director. I send personalized connection requests and follow up with value-led messages. I do not hard sell. Like I said, attend local and online networking events. I attend the local council's networking event every month, and I always get asked about travel, whether it's business or personal. So you're actually tapping into both sides of that. You send tailored cold emails. So research companies in the area and see which ones are out there. Like I said, go for the medium to smaller ones because the large ones will always have an RFP in place, which means they're working with one of these big agencies and they won't be able to touch you. Personalize the message on how you can help, e.g. free travel audits, saving admin time, 24/7 support, and offer value first. Tempting companies with something useful, a free consultation, policy reviews, or travel health check. Position yourself as a helpful expert, not just a travel seller. So on this slide, you can see a little flyer that I put together for one of the business parks where I actually live. I actually have a pop-up shop within that business park as well every Monday. And I get to go in their newsletter. And I also sent out this flyer that tells them about myself, what my services have to offer, and why to book with an independent travel agent. So what do they actually book? They book flights. And it's not like the holiday flights. They need to have flexible fares and change options. Sometimes they need to go premium economy if it's further afield or business class. So that is good revenue to look for. Sometimes they're last minute flights, so they do EasyJet. If they're going from like Southampton to Glasgow, which I've booked quite a few times as well. But listen to the customer and always ensure you tell them what the cancellation policy is with that flight, if it's non-refundable, if it's refundable, what the actual price will be to change a flight time or a name change. Accommodation. Where do they want to stay? Hotels near client sites, airports, or event venues? Corporate rates or loyalty schemes, like I've covered, negotiate corporate rates with the local company, with a local hotel, if they're traveling to that hotel on a regular basis. If they've got a long stay option for a project, some people need to be there for 2 weeks at a time. Discuss that as well, because you will be surprised at how many people will actually reduce down the rate for you. Transfers and group transport, airport pickups, if there's one or two, do they want a normal transfer? Do they want a chauffeur driven, or are they happy with a taxi? Do they need to hire a car? And what kind of car is it? Is it, just a normal standard Volvo, or do they want a Mercedes because it's someone that's a director of the business? And do they need rail travel, especially in Europe or the UK, that you can actually help with? And then you can speak to them about meetings and a face space. So years ago, lots of companies decided it was cheaper to put their own meeting space into their own offices to save money. Now they're finding that it didn't work because whilst they're having their meeting, they were getting disturbed all the time. Now, during COVID, a lot of people went on Zoom or Teams, but now they're reverting back to going off site for those meetings. So ask them about conferences, co-working spaces, a boardroom. Do they need, do they hold celebrations for their staff? Do they do rewards events? Do they do Christmas celebrations? Do they do summer awards ceremonies? Or do they do a summer barbecue for the staff? Or perhaps incentive trips? So there's all that you can ask. You can negotiate with the hotels a day delegate rate. You can do 24-hour delegate rate as well. So there's lots that you can really zone into in that. Groups travel and incentives. So team travel for site visits, training or exhibitions. Are they opening up a new office? Do they need to go there? Do they need to do some training somewhere? Or do they need to exhibit for their business? I look after a recruitment company and they go to Birmingham to do exhibitions. So I book their travel to go there. So, there's that you can actually go into. Incentive trips or staff reward getaways. I have a client that actually books people every year for an incentive. Last year it was Croatia, the year before it's New York, and this year it's 15 people to Switzerland. And they want you to book the flights, the transfers, the accommodation, activities as well whilst they're there, which helps as well. And travel extras. Do they need airport car parking, airport lounge, travel insurance? Do they need you to tell them where to go for visas? So send them to the government site that will tell them about that. Do they need you to do itinerary management, to print off the documents and send them to them? So there is so much that you can actually do for them. So why will they book you? What do they look for? They're looking for someone with speed and efficiency, fast response time. So I always get back to my corporate clients within a 2-hour window, especially if it's an urgent booking or it's a change of booking. So I would have people ring me up on a Friday saying, Angela, we need this accommodation for Monday. So I need to get on that straight away. So, I need to look at what supplies I can use, or if I can actually go direct to that hotel and get that booked in for them. They want a seamless end-to-end service without back and forth. So you get all that information in one go, and then you put the package together and you send it to them. They sometimes have split their flights. They do flights one day, accommodation the next day, just in case they need to change anything. Very rarely they do it as a package. So reliability and support. I am always available 24/7 for my corporate clients, and that includes the weekend. So if I've got a corporate client going on a Sunday, I will check that they're okay. I'll make sure their flight is still on time. And I always ask my clients, do they want me to check them in, or are they happy to check themselves in? Majority of the time, corporate clients prefer to check themselves in, but sometimes they do like me to check them in. They want someone who takes ownership of issues and resolves them really quickly. And, if a flight is delayed or cancelled, they want you to be on top of that so that you can rebook them onto the next one. Knowledge and expertise, knowing the best routes, the best airlines, the hotels that fit their remit, that you can handle complex itineraries and group travel with ease. You offer a personalised service, so understanding the company's preferences, priorities, and travel style. You build a relationship with frequent travellers. Like I said, you find out where they're happy to stay. If it's a 4, a 5-star hotel, do they want a gym? Do they want to have bed and breakfast? Do they want to ensure that they've got a desk? They always want Wi-Fi. And most importantly, with accommodation, they need it to be cancelable 24 hours So it's a refundable rate that you are offering. If it's a last minute one, then sometimes they do take non-refundable if it falls in that cancellation policy. And it gives them a little bit cheaper. So you actually advise them on that. So you're giving them advice. So you are professionalism and you're trusted. So you're transparent with pricing and communication. So you tell them, I can do this for you, but it's a non-refundable rate. But I can offer this rate will be refundable, and you can cancel this up to 24 hours before traveling. Deliver consistent service that builds long-term confidence. So I hope that all makes sense. So your task, if you're up to it, guys, is a 5-day business travel prospecting challenge. So I want you to go out and approach 5 potential corporate clients in 5 days. So day 1, I want you to do your research. I want you to choose 5 local businesses or professionals who's likely to travel for work, law firms, consultants, training providers, etc. I want you to find the right contact within that company. So you may have to go on LinkedIn, or you may go on the company website to find that office manager, that PA, that director. And then day 2, connect on LinkedIn with that person if you're not already connected. Send personalized connection requests. For example, hi, I'm Angela. I support business with stress-free, cost-effective travel solutions. Would love to connect with you. How does that's amazing, doesn't it? That sounds like, whoa, I want to connect with you because you could save me some time. Send a value message. So once you have connected, you are going to send a value message. I help busy teams save time and money on business travel. If you ever review your arrangements, I'll be happy to offer a free travel health check. And put in your website as well. And your contact details so they can contact you directly. Now, send an email or call follow-up. You can send a short professional follow-up email or make a quick intro call. You can even on LinkedIn do a 1-minute voice note on your phone to that person as well, if you want to make it more personal. And tell them that the offer is no obligation. It's just a free consultation chat just to find out about their business travel and what you can do to help them with that. And then create a simple offer or a PDF. You saw my flyer earlier that I put together. So design a 1-page flyer or email PDF titled 5 Ways I Help Business Save Time and Money on Travel. Include your services, benefits, and contact information. Something easy to share internally. So I will follow up on this presentation with a 5-way to help business save time and money on travel. I will do this next week for you so that you can actually see what it's all about. So that gives you time to actually watch this webinar, see if it's something that you want to do and go from there. But honestly, guys, I look after 4 corporate clients, and it can be a bit stressful when they're messaging you going, oh, I need something on Monday. But it is so easy to find them something quickly and easy to their budget. But you need to understand their business. You need to understand what they book and how they book it and what standard of accommodation or flights they are looking for. Once you work all that out, then you can then start making additional income from business travel. So I hope you all found this very useful. Any questions, pop in the box, but please pop in the actual chat box, challenge on, so you're actually doing it. And then let us know how you are getting on, because I will absolutely love to hear from you all. And if you have any questions, again, pop them in the chat if you're not sure on anything. So enjoy the rest of your day and have a fantastic weekend.